Hey, letting and estate agents, we are here today to talk about nurture. Now, nurture is so key and important when you're talking about lead generation, warming up those leads, keeping them hot so that you can get to conversion. Now, nurture, it might not be something that you're thinking about because, ultimately your main goal and your main focus is generating those leads and you think, oh yes, let's get the leads in. Let's try and convert them. And you might be missing a mark by not thinking about your nurture campaign. Now, there is such value in nurture. Yes, it does take a bit of time, does take a bit of effort, but it is completely worth it. Now, when we're talking about nurture, we're talking about the way where after your leads are generated, you can keep your leads nice and warm. If you've got older leads that you've got in from previous campaigns, or probably those Excel documents or old filing cabinets worth of leads that you've had from previous databases long ago. Those leads are going to need to be warmed up. Nurture is a perfect way to do that. Now, there's different types of nurture. We could nurture leads through sending emails. We can nurture leads through making phone calls. We can nurture leads by posting on our socials. And all of those nurture touch points are key because you want to immerse those leads in your brand and your messaging. Now, the value of nurture is huge. You have a lead who maybe opts in through a funnel, maybe that you're using on Facebook. They've seen your ads, they've liked your offer, they've submitted their details and they've landed in your database. Now, some people aren't going to buy straight away. They need touch points. By sending them key follow-up emails will help them on their journey. If someone lands in your database and never hears from you, they're not going to be warm. They're not going to continue on that journey. If you're not emailing them, calling them, and having those touch points, they're not going to go and continue on the journey. Some buyers need up to 16 nurture touch points before they buy. So when that lead drops in to your CRM, you need to think and onward plan that journey. Are you going to call them straight away? I mean, obviously, that's what we want you to do. We want you to pick up the phone and call them, find out more about the lead. But what's going to happen after that? Have you thought about your email follow-up sequence? Are you emailing them content every single week that is continuing that messaging that came from the reason they opted in? Have you got follow-up calls scheduled with them? Are you thinking, the leads come in, I've had this phone call, I found out more about, if it's a landlord, I found out about their property, where it's located, I found out about their pain points, fantastic. They're not ready for a scheduled call yet. What's going to happen next? Nurture is key, and it's not something that you can just do willy-nilly. You have to have it thought and planned out. And actually, the key to it is automations, because we don't want to be thinking every step of the journey, I need to make sure I email that lead, or I need to pick up the phone again. Get it all set up and automated. It's key for success. And actually, when it's an automated nurture sequence, you don't have to think about it. You know that your nurture sequence is being taken care of in the background. Some of the leads will take about 16 touch points before they're willing to have more serious conversations with you. So you need to think when you're planning out your nurture what those touch points could be. Now, sending out the weekly targeted emails to those leads is a key way of doing so. But after you've had that initial conversation, set yourself a task that you need to follow up with that lead to continue that conversation that you've had. Another fantastic touch point. Socials. Socials are another way of nurturing, and it may not seem as obvious as email nurture and having those telephone call touch points. Having your socials going out, speaking directly to that avatar will also help in the nurture journey. If your lead has opted in, as I've mentioned before, maybe from a Facebook ad, they've come through a funnel, they're probably going to start being more interested in your organic social content. So make it speak to them. We've spoken about avatars and what their pain points are and what their goals are and what they want to achieve. Use that information in your socials. That can be applicable to any of the avatar types. You can pin down your vendors, your investors, other landlord types, and utilize that in your nurture journey. As I said, especially your social media. It's going to be out there. Everybody is going to see it. So make it talk to the person that you're trying to win into the business. Social media can be a valuable nurture touch point. So utilize that in your nurture strategy. We've got our calls, we've got our emails, and we've got our social media content. All of that together is the nurture that your leads need. Without that, your leads are going to get cold, they're not going to convert. We don't want that. We've just spent money on ads. We've got all of these leads in. We want them to convert. That's what we need to write down. Plan your nurture sequence. Think about your email sequence follow-up. Think about your socials. Think about the calls that you're making and make sure you're talking directly to the pain points of those avatars. You've got everything you need now to make sure your nurture is on point. In the next video, we're going to be talking about planning for your lead progression. So we're going to dig deeper into nurture and your lead progression so that you can convert. Hit subscribe and make sure you watch the next video.